Now, have you ever spent 30 minutes scrolling through news apps, reading headline after headline, and at the end, you still don't understand what's actually happening? You read about a new policy, an international conflict, or an economic decision, but all you get is confusion. One news channel says one thing, another says something completely opposite, and you're left wondering what's the actual truth. Look, this is not your fault. This is a deliberate design of how modern media works. And in today's video, I want to show you an app called NewsBang's, which is trying to solve this exact problem. But more importantly, I want to explain why this problem exists in the first place and what we can do about it. First, let's understand the root of this problem. Why does reading more news make us more confused instead of being more informed? Look, most apps are designed to maximize your screen time, not your own understanding. They make money from advertisements, and the more you scroll, the more ads you see. And at the end, your understanding is not their priority. Second, almost every news source has a singular viewpoint. Take any major event and compare different channels. You'll feel they are reporting on two completely different events. Both claim to know the truth, but they're just showing different versions of it. And the third, headlines are designed to trigger emotions like fear, anger, outrage keeps you engaged. A headline that says shocking development gets more click than minor update. So what happens? You read 50 headlines, feel overwhelmed, confused, but don't actually understand what happens or why it matters. Now, NewsBang is attempting to solve these problems using AI. And I'm not promoting any product here. I just want to explain what approach they are taking and whether it makes any sense. Because the core idea is simple. Instead of showing you one version of every story from one source, they show you multiple versions from different sources. Then they use AI to help you understand the differences. Let me give you an example. Let's say there's a breaking story about new AI developments between major companies. Normally, you would read one article from one source and think you have the complete picture. But in reality, you have got only one perspective on that topic. And NewsBank shows you exactly how different sources are covering the same story. What is the New York Times saying? What is the CNN saying? What are international outlets like BBC or Reuters saying? And more importantly, what are the facts across the board versus what is opinion? And this is not a new concept, by the way. This is what actually good journalism should do. Now let me show you some interesting features NewsBank has. There's a For You page with the most current stories powered by NewsBank's AI cognition model, which summarizes coverage from multiple sources into a balanced brief. And within each summary, you can deep dive through insights that explain the context and key developments. Then there's an opinion section that shows what public thinks about each breaking story. For example, imagine a story about global technology developments. One source might focus on the innovation benefits, another might question the privacy implications, a third might discuss the economic impact. All three are covering the same topic but from different angles. And this is actually how we should consume news. Not just by reading one article and assuming we know everything, but by looking at multiple viewpoints rather than forming our own opinions. NewsBank also allows users to ask specific questions to its AI model in a feature called Ask About the News. Let's say you're reading about Meta committing $1.5 billion to a data center in Texas. You can ask the AI, what will this fund exactly do? The AI then pulls information from multiple sources and gives you an unbiased answer. Now, is this AI perfect? No. AI can make some mistakes, but because there are so many features on NewsBank beyond AI summaries, like insights and opinions, there's a lot for users to engage with. Then there's also a new podcast feature called PodTalk that takes the latest news stories and turns them into podcasts between two hosts. The user can choose between a deep talk mode that runs into significant depth on a given issue or a concise mode that gives you a quick rundown. NewsBank has also added the ability for users to ask any question about what they are discussing, which adds an extra layer of engagement. And finally, one of the most interesting features is the ability for users to engage in a Predict the Month event. The NewsBank team compiles a list of impending events around the world and users have to make predictions on what might happen. For example, users can predict major technology trends or scientific breakthroughs. But this isn't a prediction market. It's a free contest any user can play for a $100 reward. This is a real prize incentive, but it's also a deeper way for users to think critically about what will happen around the world. Now comes the most important question. Should you actually use NewsBank? And here's my honest opinion. NewsBank is trying to solve a real-world problem, making informed decisions in a world full of conflicting information, whether it's understanding economic policies for investments or analyzing global events for businesses. This app gives you comprehensive insights from multiple angles, and instead of spending hours gathering information and separating facts from opinions, you can get a balanced overview with deeper insights in just one place. The bigger issue is not which app you use. The bigger issue is how you consume information. Now, most people read the news to confirm what they already believe, and this is called confirmation bias. Good information consumption means being open to viewpoints you disagree with. And can NewsBank help you with this? To some extent, yes, but ultimately the change has to come from within you. So whether you are using NewsBank or reading multiple sources on your own, what matters is the approach. So stay curious, stay skeptical, and more importantly, stay informed. And if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.